Yo, what is going on, guys? Episode 64 of many. It is Saturday, October 4th for this recording. It's about 10:45 in the morning. G, the producer, sitting back here. We actually already had a really productive morning. I personally woke up, got my walk in, a 40-minute incline walk. That's one of my goals. I got to do that 4 or 5 times a week. So I hit the treadmill. I read for 40 minutes while walking at an incline anywhere from 3 all the way up to 11 or so. Then I hit the sauna for 20-ish minutes and I continue reading. So now I've already got an hour done of reading in the morning and I've got some steps. I then take a quick cold shower, shock the system a little bit, do some hard things that I don't like to do. Then we had G and we went to the Berlin Grizzly Fitness location, got a great back and biceps workout, and I talked him into helping me move some gym equipment around today as well. So we picked up the trailer on the way to Berlin before our workout, went and worked out. Then we had to go to Montello afterwards, loaded up 4 machines that I've got sold to a guy sometime this next week, I'm hoping. So we just figured get it done this week because our guys in Priority Fitness don't always have the time to do that little running around stuff. So that was the start of this morning. And then I said, you know what, let's do a quick podcast. So we haven't even eaten yet. We're still fasted. We're going to eat a nice big breakfast after this, but I figured let's do a quick podcast for you guys. So it is Q4. It is the last quarter of the year. We always talk a lot about goal setting and figuring out what your why is and what direction you're going. It's the last 3 months of the year. I need you guys to think about that. I don't want you to wait till January 1st to make some New Year's resolutions. Let's start today. Let's figure out what we can do to get where we want to go. So use this opportunity as a fresh slate. If you haven't been goal setting, if you haven't been making plans this year, you've got another quarter. So let's think about it. What do we want to accomplish in the next 3 months? It's going to get colder. You've got Thanksgiving. You've got Christmas. What do we want to do? So, and I'm not going to lie to you guys, I haven't necessarily sat down and created my outline for Q4 for our businesses. Something that we've been working on pretty heavily is what is our vision and where are we going? So it kind of all loops into that. So I don't have quarter-specific goals right now, but we're thinking really big picture. What do we want to accomplish in the next 3 years? And then kind of tear that back and come back to, this year and then quarterly goals, right? So, but personally, I'm thinking about how can I finish the year strong? How many books do I want to read? How many books do I want to end up at this year? I think I actually just counted this morning. I've read 48 total books, and I've got another 3 or 4 that I'm like in the middle of. So I know I'll hit 60 books, but I'm thinking about setting that goal like 70 books, right? Like I want to continue kind of pushing the limit there. I'm going to continue on my morning walks and my sauna routine, and so I'm just thinking of these ways. How can I finish the year strong? What do I want to accomplish? Is there a certain body weight goal? Is there a certain body fat goal? I'm not really lifting for strength at this point. I'm just lifting to stay in shape and be strong. I am trying to implement running a little bit more. So anyways, just brainstorming, throwing stuff out there for you guys. Think about the end of the year. What do you guys want to do? If it was January 1st today, or maybe like January, maybe the last day of the year, what if you could look back and say that, this 2025 was a good year for me? What would that take to be able to say that, right? What would have to happen by the end of the year for you to be like, you know what, this year was good? And maybe this year hasn't been that great for you guys. Maybe you've fallen off a little bit. Maybe you don't have goals. Maybe you let the summer just kind of, you went with the flow this summer and just kind of enjoyed life, which is totally cool too. But maybe let's just hone in these last 3 months of the year. Let's make it a good one. And think about December 31st, right? When you're reflecting on the year, what did I do? What did I accomplish? And if you're not thinking about that stuff on a regular basis, it's again, you're just kind of wandering, right? You're wandering lost. So having some kind of idea, some kind of vision, some kind of plan of attack, maybe so many vacations you want to get on, so many trips you want to do, so many workouts, so many steps. It doesn't have to be just health and fitness, but what things are you accomplishing? So that's my first message. Q4, let's think about it. Let's get some stuff down. It's never too late to start. So let's get after it. I've been working with Holden As you guys know, we're doing our mini series with Holden. We will have him on in a couple weeks. I was having a conversation with him this morning, and I'm not going to give you guys specific numbers, but he's still continuing, he's losing weight, right? We're progressing, going in the right direction. He's implemented some weightlifting stuff, which is going great. And I had a little conversation with him this morning, and it just made me think for all of you guys, even myself included, we all have that, what we'll call that inner bitch voice, right? That inner voice that tells us no, that tells us we can't, that tells us, I'm too tired, I'm too sore, I don't want to, it's cold, it's hot, right? There's all of these excuses. That's normal. We all have that. But I know I just talked last week, Tuesday's episode, about rewiring the brain. Putting good into our brain is going to allow us to put good out, right? Like I personally am trying to listen to daily educational content, learning more, reading more. And so if we aren't setting goals for ourselves, if we aren't telling ourselves that we need to be better, that's one thing. But if we're setting goals and just not doing them, we're just telling our inner self it's okay. Like we're allowing ourselves to fail. And we should take that personally. Obviously, it is personal, but you should be thinking, like, if I can't even do what I say I'm going to do personally, like, what good am I? And I'm not saying that in a bad way, but if you write something down and say, I'm going to do this, you better go do this and commit to it. So this kind of goes back to the do the hard things, right? But so Holden, anyways, I'll get back to my conversation with Holden. He just, he wants to see results fast. He wants to improve quickly. He wants to be at that ideal body weight. And what I explained to him is, in the health and fitness, your health and fitness journey is a long-term game. This is an end game. This is a lifestyle. It's not a 1 week style. This is something you commit to. This is something that you need to do to be the best version of yourself long term. You want to be able to take care of yourself. You want to be able to take care of your kids, your grandkids. You want to be able to play. You want to be able to run. You want to be able to get on and off the boat easy. Whatever you're doing in life, get your own groceries, right? Get the stuff from the top shelf as we get older. These are the things we need to be thinking about, and that's why we're changing our life now. So Holden, was concerned, like, oh, I only lost X amount of pounds this week, and that's not as much as I've been losing, and I want to get to where I want to go fast, right? And that's what a lot of us do. You want to start a business, you want to make $1 million. It's like if it doesn't happen in a week or two, you guys are upset. Life is a long-term game. Like, we can't have instant success, and social media screws us all up for us too, because you see these influencers or these people, and it seems like they're an overnight success. Well, a large majority of those people are lying. They're just flaunting on social media to show this fake lifestyle to then get likes and follows and hopefully make money that way. But there's no real overnight success. Like, you don't really notice all of the things they did the last 2, 3, 4, 5 years. You just see oh my gosh, this person came out of nowhere, so to me it's an overnight success. So we don't see that grind for everyone else, and you need to realize you've got to grind yourself. If you want to get to where you want to go, it's going to be a long-term play. It's going to take years. It's going to take, again, this isn't a day-by-day, this isn't a week-long lifestyle. This is a lifelong lifestyle, right? So Holden's inner voice was not winning in a sense where he was eating poorly or going against what he's supposed to be doing, but just getting down on himself, right? And this is common. Like, this is so easy to do because we want results now. We want to feel good now. We want the definition in our arms. We want the abs. We want the flab gone, whatever it is that you want. I understand we want it yesterday. We want it now. We don't want to wait for it. We're not patient. We like instant gratification. I get all of that. So I talked to Holden. I just let him know, like, hey, it's all good. This is a long-term play. You're going to make it through. Some weeks are going to be better than others, but as long as we're staying consistent and making positive change, we're doing the things that we can control, getting our steps in his case, reading his books. He's drastically improved his sleep. He's got the Whoop that I've got as well, and he is actually monitoring his sleep, which he's never done before. He's getting to bed on time. He's creating a consistent sleep routine. Like, so all these things are bigger than just the number on the scale. We're making a better lifestyle for us. So I just want you guys to think about that when you are getting down, when you're concerned, change isn't happening fast enough. Just, again, one day at a time, and it's a lifelong journey. It's just if you can take the next step, if you can move your right foot in front of the left and then your left in front of the right, that's the same thing. One day at a time, we're all capable of doing it. We all are going to have our setbacks. We're all going to have that fall off moment. We're all going to have that, I ate a little bit too much today. I get that. Like I said, it's Q4. Thanksgiving's coming up. Christmas is coming up. Family time's coming up. Enjoy those times with your friends and family. Don't get me wrong. Be somewhat conscious of what you're doing and what you're putting in your body, of course. But, one day isn't going to destroy everything, right? We can get back on track and we can stay focused. So I'm not saying that you should cheat one day a week on your diet and eat all this, the Pop-Tarts and the pretzels and all that stuff. Like that will drastically screw up your results. But that one Thanksgiving or maybe 2 or 3 Thanksgiving meals that week, we can get back on track. We just need to stay focused, stay dialed, keep those workouts going, keep those steps going. So that's another message that I had for you guys today. The last thing we'll talk about, today's going to be a little bit shorter of an episode. I just wanted to get some stuff out there to you. I personally, actually, I'll follow up on what we were talking about. I personally have fallen off a couple times in the last couple weeks. I've been doing my journaling. I've been doing my goal setting. But the weather's been so nice. And again, these are excuses, but the weather's been nice. I've been enjoying it. And I've just been a little bit lazy in some of my personal things, right? I'm still getting my workouts in. I'm still getting my steps in, but I'm just not necessarily accomplishing everything that I have set out to do. And for those of you who listen to all of our episodes, obviously you heard my entire task list on a week-to-week basis, all the habits that I do. It is a long list of things that I want to accomplish each week for my personal self. So I don't recommend that for everybody. I'm just trying to get in a really strong routine again of what I am good at, right? No snoozing, making my bed right away, like just these little things. I want them to be lifelong habits, and that's why I continually remind myself of those. So the last thing I'll touch base on is I read a book called Born to Run. It's about the Tarahumara, I think is how you say it. And it's like this lost tribe, essentially, down in Mexico. And they're basically ultra runners. Their culture is all about running long distance. The book states some of them are running over 100-mile journeys, 200-mile journeys, 300-mile journeys, like this crazy stuff, but they're really good at running like that 50 miles to 100 miles. So anyways, really cool, interesting book. It was something different that I wouldn't normally read. Usually I'm reading not just self-help, but business and maybe a little bit of motivational stuff, and all very applicable to my everyday life in business and fitness and health. So this is a good book. It's a true story. I actually do recommend it for a lot of people to read. It was just basically talking about a little bit about like human evolution and running and why a lot of people get injuries when they run. But it's like a story with it too, right? So this guy in the early 2000s, he's traveling around and meets this guy and then finds the Tarahumara tribe and gets to run with them and gets the Tarahumara to come and do some like USA ultra runs and stuff. So it's just an interesting book. I'm not going to tell you all the details about it, but essentially all of the shoes that are created for mankind, like we've evolved. I mean, since humans have been on the planet, right? We've always been barefoot until the last couple hundred years or whatever. And so all of these shoes are created to fix like pronation, supination, all of these things that aren't actually issues, but the foot doctors are saying they are issues. You got to get the big Brooks shoes or the Hokas or the On Clouds, whatever it is. What they found was generally the flatter the shoe and the more basic the shoe, the more natural our feet were reacting, versus all of these big bulky shoes that are supposed to fix all these other issues. When you run with shoes on, when you go for a jog, you go heel to toe, heel to toe, heel to toe. But if you go outside and run barefoot and go for a jog, you're staying on the balls of your feet the entire time. So it's just interesting to think about. They really did have some good points in there. I thought it was very interesting just to learn a little bit about kind of like humans and how we're supposed to run, and the average runner experiences an injury a year or whatever it was. There's some really cool stats in there about that too. And a lot of it comes down to like the shoes we wear and the way that we run nowadays. So anyways, if you like running or if you don't like running, I think I've actually been running a little bit more because of this book. It's called Born to Run. I forget the guy's name, Charles Dougal. Let me see real quick so I can tell you guys. Born to Run, A Hidden Tribe, Super Athletes, and I can't read all of this, by Christopher McDougall. I don't know how to say his last name. But good book. Read it. Like I said, it kind of motivated me to run a little bit more. I'm going to try running around barefoot, I guess, just to see what it's like. But anyways, I will leave you guys with that. I don't think there's anything else that I would like to go over. I'm trying to think if there's anything else new that I'm doing. So my new challenge of the week is brushing my teeth lefty. It's interesting. It's different. Just something that I wanted to kind of mess with my brain a little bit. I might continue trying to do it. I might not. I really like brushing my teeth righty because I know how to do it. But, challenge yourself. Find these new little things. Like, I'm not saying brushing lefty is much of a skill that you need to brag about, but go out of your way to learn new stuff. Maybe it's a language. Maybe it's doing stuff with your left hand. Maybe it's, just doing things that you're not used to doing. I actually told my brother a couple weeks ago, I'm not a big winter guy. Like, I don't love the snow, but we're in Wisconsin, so I might as well learn to live with it. And I was thinking that we should go learn and do some like skiing or snowboarding lessons and just get out there and enjoy life a little bit. We live here. We might as well enjoy it. Maybe you want to go. Maybe you like snowshoeing. Maybe you like to be outdoors when it's cold. I personally don't, but I'm going to try to find something that I really do enjoy doing. So then it just gives me another one of those hobbies and things that I can look forward to. So anyways, I appreciate you guys. If you don't follow me, please add me. Colton.Burt, COLTON.BURT. That is for Snapchat. Instagram's ColtonBurt19. Add me on Facebook as well. Email us, Garrett@fitnessgrizzly.com. 2 R's and 2 T's in his name there. Any questions, thoughts? Maybe you want to come on for an episode. I appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one. Have a good weekend or a good week.